Okay.
Right. And it is time. It is
They
now...
still haven't given me the pass. They're in a PV, but I don't have the pass for it. This is quite a problem, say. There we go. It looks like we're waiting on one more? Yep, here we go. Okay. Both teams are in the lobby. Oh.
I cannot see the stream on Discord, Evie.
Can't.
There it goes.
Sirius's previous scrim is clearing out, so we're just waiting on TDFO to get in. And this match is indeed a low ink rematch from Grand Finals. I'd say earlier in the summer or spring of this year. I don't remember which low ink exactly it was. But the set between these two teams went into bracket reset with TDFO taking a narrow victory over Sirius. Now both are banned from low ink and both are Div 3. And we will see how this turns out.
We have come full circle.
Indeed.
We are now Sirius' previous scrim has now left, and we are waiting on TDFO to join. I think I put those letters the right way around. I don't know.
TDFO, yep. The deep fried octolings. Yeah, the DC loading. I believe it was game 7 of the first set where Sirius was winning and then Mars on the Zap DC'd and TDFO was able to win off of that and then took some momentum into the bracket reset. Thankfully, when coaching Sirius, I have not seen them DC in months.
And commentator's curse, you just jinxed it.
Okay, it'd be funny though.
It wouldn't be for Sirius.
That's true. For
They probably would kill
TDFO, oh yeah, they would. I know that. 4 members of TDFO are now in the lobby, so I'm assuming we can get going, but they might need somebody to swap out, I think.
That is a good question, Evie.
I know 5 of them there. Yep, okay. Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. What do you expect to see? I mean, we know what we're gonna see out of Sirius.
I mean, yeah, out of Sirius, I expect to see they're probably along the lines of K-Gal, K-Shot, and Zap, and Nautilus. From DTFO? We might...
TDFO. I know
the other
Kalana plays Squeezer.
We might see something very similar to Sirius.
Kalana and Broke both play mid lanes, and
I'm expecting something close along the lines of probably like, let's say, who's all here? Bolt, probably Nautilus, a Zap, a Squeeze, and a Kago, something like that.
Yeah, or K-Shot.
Along those lines.
I'm not sure what most of them play.
I am not sure.
But we're just waiting on one more player to ready up and then get started.
And as close as she can. Away we go. Remove the BRB screen.
Yeah, I forgot to do that like
Yeah.
Yeah, during
Last
our
season,
Luti,
during
during
the
our
set.
Luti set. Starting off game 1, we
And
do
exactly as I
see
predicted.
Squeeze or Not from TDFO. TDFO doesn't have missiles, and that could end up being a problem if they get sharked out a lot.
And
Both teams
and Danish
have an early
pops for
armor.
special
Here
the
comes
game,
early
and
missiles from Danish, as they're going to start the team fights between each other.
at this point, Sirius has all bunched up onto the left, with Danish rotating onto the right. Very interesting walls from both gals.
Here comes the inkjet from Soup on this, and
Along with the armor.
inkjet armor. This is going to be quite bad for TDFO as the squeezer goes down for them close to their bubbles. Knots inkjet
Danish
expires. Here
popping
comes
missiles, and the
another
Booyah
missile.
bomb also gets a pick.
Both midliners went down on the side of TDFO. That forced the rest of them to back up as an early armor to defend this push comes out as Bolt tries to rush Soup, doesn't get the pick.
And specials coming out on both sides in order to try and either stop or maintain their
Three
pushes.
go down on the side of TDFO. This is disastrous. It's a wipe right as Sirius was getting their push to keep going, and now they can just stagger them and keep them pushed off objective as Bandy releases a Booyah Bomb. I'd say a bit too early, but they're going to get one pick. It's a 3v3
Bandy
situation.
gets a trade. It's still a 3v3.
Apple rushes tower, Bolt rushes tower, and it takes 3 different people pushing tower to get them off of it, and Soup goes out with a trade. That's gonna suck. They have no armor ready for Broke's inkjet when they're going to push back in, but they are going to take paint in mid.
This is a very good first push here, especially so early in the game. But it can still flip if TDFO plays their cards right. But I say that their gal goes down, or not gal. Squeezer goes down, and Sirius loses their gal.
No team really makes a push off of that as Soup gets a pick on the other Nautilus, and here comes the Booyah from Apple as Bandy gets a pick on Bolt, and Apple trades with Apple. That's a nice 2 picks.
That was a weird trade.
Sirius. Soup does go down on the side of Sirius. They're going to be pushing into 4 players now if they decide to keep it going, but it looks like they're going to just stall out in mid.
The Squeezer attempting to get, and the Squeezer tries to bubble combo, but rides on a bomb from Sov.
The armor comes out for Sirius, and 3 go down already on TDFO. They're going to have to back up to defend as the Zap is alone in bats. As Sov paints for another armor.
Exciting gameplay here.
Sirius can just afford to stagger their specials and try to just stall TDFO for taking the power back as long as possible, as in the midst of defending the push,
we're in a 2v1 situation between the two teams.
The Squeezer to defend power all on their own, and Bandy flanks them, gets the pick, and goes down to Apple. Soup dies on tower, and it looks like Sirius is just here to bleed out the clock for TDFO.
I don't really think,
With a minute and 30 seconds left of game 1, they don't really have to make any risky plays.
Sov getting a nice bomb pick on the K-Gal.
Right as they were about to get their Booyah too, that is not good, but
getting another
the missile combos into the Zap, and they also don't get their armor, and oh no!
It's
Apple DCs, this time it's TDFO, not Sirius from
I believe it's too late in the game.
It is obviously too late in the game, they're already at 4.
Oh yeah, it's been too late from the start, huh?
Indeed it has. And now all Sirius really has to do is charge their specials and pretty much wait. Because now TDFO has so much more work to do to get to 4. And they haven't actually gotten a solid pick in yet this entire game. A solid push either.
As Squeezer gets a nice pick on Bandy, but I don't think that'll be enough.
Left on stack here is Sirius is gonna have 2, almost 3 specials with 20 seconds left to go.
This is a very unfortunate knit start to
10
this
seconds, and Sirius has taken the Pro-Chara way of just throwing suction bombs at power.
I
and
mean,
here
hey, it
comes the
works. I
bubbles,
also do
but
it.
it's not enough.
A very unfortunate knit start thanks to commentator's curse. I actually believe even in lowing the K-Gal D-seed.
No, it was
On
a
this
zap.
exact map.
No, it was a zap.
I remember on this map there was
It
a
was
DC though.
Snapper clamps. Bandy top fragging for Sirius, and we're going into game 2 on Rainmaker Blackbelly. And it does look like a sub has been made. TDFO has subbed out Apple because of the disconnect.
For a name I cannot pronounce because I am illiterate.
Hello.
That.
Rainmaker Blackbelly Skate Park. Definitely the V-Jet and C-Jet Kingdom. It's super flat and very open, so longer ranged weapons are definitely getting the upper hand here. And TDFO did bring out 2 midlines, but it didn't really do much good for them, as they just kept going down one by one, which they really
even though
can't
Sirius
afford.
probably is not going to have a C-Jet, they can still win this.
I don't even know if there's no C-Jet in this game, it'll be great.
If there's a C-Jet, I'd be amazed.
And there is no C-Jet. Both teams opting to stick with similar comps, as now TDFO has swapped out their K52 for a K-Shot, and they're going straight for Pop, whereas Sirius opts to charge specials on the way. Pop's an early missile, and they're going to have 3 specials ready to rush mid with them. The zap goes down on the side of TDFO, no more armor for them, and so does the no inkjet. It's just the missiles and the bubbles from the K-Shot and Squeezers.
As Danish almost died.
Almost dies to a
bomb.
Bandy goes for a flank around the world and gets picked off by the members of TDFO, but they're just constantly
But Soup is just pushing up, applying so much pressure.
TDFO players are just constantly being pushed back further and further into their spawn. It's not looking good for them right now, as all 4 members of Sirius is up, and it finally...
I believe the Squeezer gets a lucky pick on the rain there, and Danish
is going to get 2, and it looks like Sirius's pick was what looked like a doomsday approach has been nullified for TDFO, as they're going to work their way back in the mid. And now it's TDFO's time to push.
All about with 2 specials being popped and 2 more ready. The missiles following. All stuff is the bubbles.
An armor inkjet not able to get any kills on for TDFO, as out comes the missiles from Sirius, and
as the answer is forced to go left as Nova gets 2 picks using the inkjet. As I believe I can't tell who's rushing the end up.
To run away or
but
die
Bandy
trying.
gets the pick.
Bandy gets the kill, and Sirius is just making much better use out of their specials here than TDFO is. Constantly getting picks with their specials and just moving as a team and completely shredding through single players. I say as Danish goes down, not really near the Rainmaker. It is now a
10-point push from 30.
3v2 here, as TDFO is going to desperately try to pop the Rainmaker, but the knot goes down in front of Shield, and they are going to get the pop, but all 4 of Sirius members are all the way into their spawn still.
There's really nowhere further to go.
But they're not going to be enough in the Rainmaker KOs.
I don't even know how that occurred.
I mean, there was green ink on the pedestal, and the Rainmaker just ratted their way onto the pedestal.
I believe it was Bandy who knocked it out, so... K-Gal.
Sirius
just
really
doing
controlling the map. Controlling the match 100% there. Any push that they got, they had insane usage out of their specials with the armor inkjet and the missiles, constantly getting picks. And we're now going to go to Splat Zone's Anchovy Games. This map
hopefully Sirius can really keep up that pressure on this map. Just constant picks and just keeping the objective on their side. Although that's not really a splat zone since it's in mid, but yeah. Let's hope let's hope Sirius can color inside the lines.
TDFO might be trying. TDFO really needs to take this game to steal the momentum off of Sirius. They're pushing a boulder down the hill right now. Might not be stoppable very soon.
Sirius is currently just unstoppable at this rate.
I did say there was bias coming out. It looks like
and here we
both
see
comps
very similar comps.
Somewhat the same, except the K-shot goes back to K-Gal, and once again, Sirius is just charging their specials, getting ready to fire those off and collapse on the members of TDFO with it. And instantly, they're basically awarded free mid, and they're able to just keep pushing into street if they so desire. Soup goes down to a Booyah Bomb with his Inkjet, and looks like TDFO is going to get 2 down and get their stake on the zone now. I think if this is the game where TDFO can take it off of Sirius, because they can just sort of sit back and pick them off if they try to get rushed, but it's the execution
right
of that they need. And it looks like Sirius is going to come in with 3 specials here. Armor, Inkjet, and very close to a Booyah Bomb, as multiple are going. One is going to go down as the Zap gets pincered, and it's back in Sirius's control.
And here we can see a Sirius beginning to push up with Sob on their fan, and Danish probably in zone, and Bandy currently holding their arcade. As a special pop from both sides, a Booyah Bomb thrown at the Booyah Bomb.
TDFO was readying their specials to push back into zone, but even so, Sirius just has specials all the time to just fire back, as the bubbles amount to basically nothing. Although TDFO does get the cap, 2 of them go down for it, and it's just the K-52 left alone in the Booyah. And
the Booyah hits the sign. What a very unfortunate time for the fan to go down.
And the zone isn't capped, so TDFO is going to try to start their push again, as it is back into a 4v4 situation, just fighting to see if they can get a foothold in a lockout here. It doesn't look like they're going to get it though. Sirius once again is rushing with missiles and armor, and the Zap goes down on the side of TDFO. So does the Squeezer. The Knot is left alone in the corner, and they're going to get 1, they're going to get 2, but they couldn't get 3
They almost
picks.
get a triple off that. As Soup is currently in their base.
Sirius is just doing so well at just keeping TDFO's specials effectiveness, as the Booyah Bomb hits the sign for a second time. Here comes the bubbles in the armor. It's not going to neutralize the zone, as the Zap is
Sirius wipes off this.
Sirius wipes. What even happened there?
I believe the bubbles picked off 2 of them, and the Inkjet got the other 2. A Booyah. And now comes the Booyah Bomb right from within Sirius's base.
I feel like that Booyah Bomb was too early, but now it's TDFO's turn to try to get a lockout on Sirius there. As the K-Gal rotates back to mid with the armor, and Sirius is going to have
pops his missiles.
Staggers, specials the stagger back onto zone. And here comes the armors and the Inkjet, as TDFO is so close to taking back the lead there. They're just not going to get it, as the K-Gal jumps out and leaves the Zap alone to die. And the Squeezer pops bubbles and picks off the K-shot here, as they're going to try to retain control of their street, which they will do.
As Sirius is currently out of penalty, and the counter is ticking down once again.
Yeah, we're hitting below 20 picks.
Bandy gets shredded, but gets the Zap with him.
Gets shredded, and Soup and Danish just come and clean it up, and now it's just the Knot, just the Squeezers,
and that is
bubbles,
and Danish pops off 1 last missiles just to finish off the game.
How many missiles did he get? Because they're just pumping out specials here. I feel like that might be the difference. Sirius pumping out so many, getting much more worth out of their specials than TDFO is getting.
Danish getting 7 missiles in one game, along with 7 armors. That is the difference right there between the teams that win and those who lose.
Unfortunately, this is the meta.
As in, what Facebook we ran into?
No. Squeezer, K52, missile spam. Both sides. Yeah.
And plus an armor for good luck.
True. Clamblitz Humpback Pump Track. This is a carbon map, but unfortunately, we're probably going to see the same
carbon and slosher
pump.
map. Yeah, we're mostly. I don't see any reason why either team. Well, I can see why TDFO would change columns, but Sirius has no reason to. As I say that, Soup and Bandy are taking their time. They might have switched. They might have switched.
I don't think they'd be switching. TDFO needs to win this game
Soup does
to
play
avoid.
Squeezer.
Yeah, TDFO needs to win this game to avoid being put into a reverse sweep situation. It's not really looking good for them, but their Squeezer and Not are sort of competing for the same,
the same
battles,
kills,
same fights, and this map isn't really that good for either weapon if you can get up close to them.
Sirius sticking as they always do, along with TDFO.
Both comps
and here we see
pretty much
already has
unchanged.
a missile 10 seconds into the game.
Armor comes out for TDFO. Sirius is holding their missiles and their armor, getting ready to push in the mid as they just sort of waited.
And Danish
here comes the armor, the missiles, and they're gonna have 2 specials to stagger it as the Nautilus goes down and the Squeezer's in a corner. The Zap goes down as well. And
Sirius
once again, TDFO
has much man advantage.
On the
a
back
lucky clam spawns as Sirius now has a ball.
Sirius has a ball. It's time for them to start their first push, and pretty much immediately in this game, TDFO is put on the back foot, and that is not what they want.
A very nice pick from Danish. Bandy goes in using wall just to score as many clams as possible.
That's
almost getting a
pick
on the Squeezer ref to jump out. Yeah, definitely.
Puts in 8 clams and still is able to jump out when he's surrounded by orange.
Survivability, man.
Danish is down on the side of Sirius as TDFO is using their missiles, and they don't really do much off of that. They do have 3 specials, however. Bubble, they pop their armor, and they have an inkjet. Will they be able to get much use out of it, though? No, the armor is already gone by the time the inkjet comes out, because that is a deadly pairing. And they aren't... TDFO isn't really going to get much out of their specials once again.
And just on cue, the 2 go down side of TDFO with a Saab dying to a suck bomb.
And Bandy's going to jump back with the power clamp.
I do not know why the KL was holding the power clamp.
Just controlling the flow of this game here, as they have been doing so well, with Soup going down very close to his inkjet. The bubbles get 1, the Booyah Bomb also gets
the other
1, and
Danish is forced to jump out.
Jumps out.
This
is TDFO's opportunity. They have mid-control, they need to get their push in quickly before they get
a pick on Soup.
Sirius's specials.
They have clams, but there's no powers.
9 clams, but they haven't... Okay, there we go. 1 power's coming out. Here comes the bubbles to come in, and an inkjet. They're finally going to start their push immediately down to 60.
But unfortunately, no follow-up clams.
Unless Kalana cheeses it.
And Bandy just runs right by the guy.
Kalana did cheese it, but that's not a very good lead.
All Sirius needs is basically 2 power clams, and they have another high lead.
Yeah, Sirius has all 4 of their specials too. Here comes the inkjet. It's going to be paired with an armor. It gets 1 pick. Here comes Sirius's push. It's gonna be...
As Bandy throws out a Booyah Bomb.
It's going to get lead. It's going to go down below 30.
Under 20!
And TDFO has no presence in front of the basket still. The Not's there, but the K-Gal's
once again in their base. and gets taken out by 3 people at once. My goodness.
TDFO is going to push back in the mid, and they're going to be hoping for... They have 3 of their specials, 4 of their specials. They're going to have to push now. They armor, they missile, but they still haven't popped Inkjet or Bubbles.
And at that point,
is able
it's
to rush mid and push the Zap all the way back in the bunker because
but
they
unfortunately, 2 Sirius is going down because of that.
Didn't use their missiles or their armor effectively, really.
Sirius is now free down as TDFO keeps trying to paint mid and just hold on to mid.
And they are going to do that, but Sirius is once again getting their chain of specials ready. They're popping their missiles. They're going to have Inkjet very soon, as well as armor. But it looks like TDFO is going to get ready to make their push now, as in come the Bubbles and the armor, and they're going to get the power in. They're going to get 2 as it goes down to 37. The K-Shot has 7 clams, but he's in no position to get back in as the Knots frantically running away with their Inkjet.
And Sirius simply pushes right back out.
Sirius had basically no resistance getting back into mid there as TDFO gets another power ready for an overtime push. They need at least 2 power climbs to get close to this, and they only have 16 climbs here.
But as I say, Soup does go down, and the K.
One does go down, but a Booyah pops out. Here comes the Bubbles and the Inkjet. One of the powers goes down. They score both of them.
They score both powers
near the basket. They just need a few, and it's gonna be one. And TDFO takes the lead. They definitely needed this one.
Close game.
If they had lost this game, they would have been sent into a reverse sweep situation, and that is never a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're going to Clam Blitz, or no, Tower Control on the Reef. This is match 5. We're at least going to 6 here. Tower Control on the Reef. TDFO can't let Sirius do to them what they did on Inkblot Tower, getting the very good push at the start.
Sirius on TC Reef is very interesting though. Though as Soup does tend to be left alone and get rushed.
That's true. TDFO here is hoping they broke the momentum of Sirius, and are definitely going to do their best to take games. They 100% needed that win like that. Their VC is probably hyped now. It might have been getting a little sad or disappointed, or their voices were dropping, or somebody was tilting, but now they've taken a game and they are hungry for more.
And well, just like that, the game is now starting. Once again, no surprise. Sirius running what works along of TDFO. As I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That is true. Looks like 3 members of TDFO are going to rush bridge, but as Danish has always done, he's gotten the missiles out very quickly, and here comes the early armor from Sirius as they're going to push TDFO all back into their street, and TDFO once again is already on the back foot. Throughout this set, Sirius has just had such dominant openings. And
as Booyah picks off Saba, but a counter Booyah picks off the other ends up. And Soup's Inkjet kills the gal. As Bandy goes for a pick on the squeezer.
And it looks like Sirius is going to break checkpoint 2 on their first push, as here comes an Inkjet, but missiles also come out on the side of Sirius. The Inkjet goes down, and it's a 4v2 for Sirius.
As Bandy is just holding his Booyah behind tower, throwing it in, as Sirius is already about to KO. The Africa flank by Zap shall not do anything.
And that game is already over.
Sirius has lost no momentum off their one loss.
They 100% didn't let them affect them with how strong that opening was. TDFO just got backed into a corner and they really couldn't do anything there. They tried to invest specials and then they staggered themselves, not going down one by one. The Zap ended up way out of position. And there was just nothing they could do at that point with all 4 Sirius members up. It'd take a hero play, and hero plays aren't what you want to rely on to win games.
Indeed. They also rarely happen. As we head into Game 6 on Splat Zone's Mako.
Splat Zone's Mako, my favorite, not one of my favorite stages in the game, because it heavily favors Carbon, but we're definitely going to see pretty much the same comps come out from both teams. TDFO's in a dire situation right now. They cannot afford to let Sirius control the games anymore. They lose one more and their week one is over for them.
As you're currently waiting on Danish to press A. I wonder if we'll see Danish on support splash.
We might, but I think he'll stay on the missiles. They've been working very well so far with the early missile armor just sort of rips TDFO to shreds, and they don't seem to have an answer to it.
And the game is now underway.
Game 6.
We're going to see the same
broke,
comp
don't fix
from
it. We
Sirius.
see the same comps from both teams.
From both
K-Shot
teams
over
with nothing
K52. And it looks like Danish and Stav are both painting up for missiles and armor at the start immediately.
As Bandy's already pushing right stack.
They're going the missile armor right off the bat, get instant cap of the zone, and force TDFO on the back foot.
Bolt gets 3v1 in a corner.
It does. The early missile armor combo just comes out and shreds TDFO whenever they try to start a game, and they really can't recover from it because it just gives Sirius so much control over the entire map. As they're going to try to push in with missiles and armor and bubbles, but they're not going down with an inkjet, and Sirius's missiles all but nullify the armor that came out of the Zap. We're already below 50 on this push, and
we're already below 30, basically.
TDFO is still stuck in a lockout. Here come the missiles, here come the inkjet, here come the bubbles. Armor's
no
not
armor.
close, and this looks like it's going to be their time to recap, as it still hasn't happened yet. The squeezer goes down, the K-Gal goes down, and it's a 3v3 in mid. Here come the missiles from Danish. One's going to rush him if they're not going to get the picks. And once again, TDFO is just getting way less usage out of their specials.
As the Zap is now currently flanking, looking for Soup's landing, but cannot find it.
Yeah, the Zap left alone in mid, doesn't get a pick off of that. I would have rather them jump.
And I've seen Soup is setting up on right stack, or trying to at least.
And TDFO are in trouble here. They're entering the second lockout of the game.
Sirius is basically already through their penalty.
Pushed off. Sirius is 10 ticks left on their penalty. Just now are the missiles, armor, and bubble coming out. This could pop and cap again, as it will, but the Nautilus goes down. 2 nearly go down on the side of TDFOs. 2 do go down on the side of Sirius.
And Sirius still manages. And Sirius recaps yet again, managing just to keep stalling out.
2 went down on the side of Sirius, and yet they still did not lose their presence in mid. TDFO is just not being able to capitalize off either their picks or their specials here. They're popping in armor, but here comes Sirius's deadly combo of armor, missiles, and inkjet as the bubbles come out, but they're not going to amount to much. And it's
that's
a
a
wipe
wipe
on the side of
TDFO.
TDFO.
TDFO is put right back to where they started.
Yeah, it's just a never-ending cycle for TDFO. They can't break out of it. They can't get any push, substantial push or ground in mid.
And Sirius is already back through penalty.
And yeah, the penalty is all but over, and this time TDFO doesn't have 3 specials to insta-pop, but they do have the bubbles.
Down on Sirius as TDFO recaps yet again.
Finally, it looks like TDFO is going to get their lockout opportunity they've so been hoping for, and it looks like
as we say that,
they're
you
going to
can
have
see
their
Sirius
first
specials are building.
opportunity. They do have their missiles, and they're going to have their armor. This is going to be very bad
Sirius
for TDFO if they can't stop this.
Pops two specials.
Out comes the Inkjet, and the Squeezer is super weak, running away from the zone as Sirius is going to get the cap again. As all 4 of their specials pretty much nuke is... Oh, Bandy fell off the map.
Bandy falls off the map.
Let's go. It wasn't me. Sov dies to a well-placed bomb from the Squeezer, and it looks like they're going to use their bubbles to push in again, but
Sirius already back from
pushes,
penalty,
sure,
basically.
they can cap zone, but they're not really doing anything off of it. They have zone, but they have nothing in front of it, and that's just going to give Sirius basically a free in
It's
to
just
mid.
farming their specials off TDFO's pushes. And here comes
50
all of
seconds
Sirius'
left. Here comes
specials
4
yet again.
specials from Sirius.
Down goes TDFO Squeezer.
Right as TDF points run out, they're just going to get blitzed by an Inkjet with armor, missiles, and a Booyah Bomb. And they just have no answers for this.
As the case, I was forced to jump out as Vanny looks to die in right alley, but I don't think that'll matter. As Sirius is back through their penalty.
TDFO doesn't have their
left.
bubbles to cap zone here. They're going to have to do it on other things. And 2 ticks left. They don't get the cap, and it's set over.
Bandy's wall will stop the shot, pushing up onto their stack.
Throughout this set, Sirius has just been walking all over TDFO, controlling the game, shredding them with their specials, and it just looked like TDFO couldn't find an answer. Well,
that is a very well played set by Sirius.
Commanding win, and as Popgun says, they really have become a different animal since June.
Sirius has just shown.
I think they're gonna
shown
win.
the world what they're made of. Also, Joe Biden is currently playing Splatoon 2.
Awesome. I think Sirius is going to win Div 3 here. I mean, they controlled pretty much every game there, even a majority of that Clan Blitz game, which they did drop. And they just sort of put their foot down. Any attempt TDFO had to get back in the mid or back anywhere, they just weren't able to capitalize off of it. Alright. I have been Eevee.
And
that was Kaiser.
And I've been Kaiser. And we'll see you in week 2.
Hopefully. Goodbye.